This is an extremely important video. It's something very, very small, but it's very important that you get this right with your email marketing. This is going to be the difference between having mediocre results and having great results, and then also list engagement. So today we're going to be talking about how to optimize your emails to be uploaded into your email sending platform. Whatever platform you're using, this is what we want to do. So one of the things that we do that I highly recommend is you design emails on another platform so you have a lot more capability on the design front and conversion rate optimization and just have more freedom with your emails. So we don't really want to just build emails into our sending platform. We want to do designed emails. So if we look at like some of these examples of just like redesigns that I've done for other brands, we can see like the sort of like design capabilities that we can have when we design in another platform, and we can do a lot more cool stuff, and this is going to be better for results and then also long-term list engagement. If you look at all of the top brands who are absolutely crushing and they're not stuck in the old ways, the brands that are growing fast in 2025, 2026, they are using image-based emails. They're designing emails on another platform and then importing it into their new sending platform. There's some rumor in the space, someone started it like 8 years ago, and maybe it had some truth then, that you need to have like HTML sections in your email, and you need to have native text sections and whatnot. But that couldn't be farther from the truth. Let me pull up some proof. You go to a brand like Ridge, who does hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're doing millions from their email channel. Let's look at this email right here. That is an image. That is an image right there. They are using fully image slice-based emails. So it's like if these top brands and the fastest growing brands in the space are doing image-based emails, you can too. Look at how little HTML there is in this email. You can tell that this is HTML in native text sections because I can highlight it, but I can't highlight this. This is an image, and I could literally save this as an image if I wanted to. So that is just something super key to understand, is that we can do this, and don't think that you need to have native text sections. And so I want to show you exactly how we're uploading emails from our design platform into our sending platform. So this is an example, just like a simple email for Calvin Klein, just like a welcome email right here. This is exactly how we want to do this inside of Figma. This is where I design. So we have this cool, and I highly recommend Figma if you're doing any sort of design. It's the best platform for design. But all we have here is we have this slice feature. And this is what we're going to use in this platform. And all we do is we are going to slice this email, and in these slices, we can download the JPEGs. So what I do right here, we can slice and set the width to be whatever we want, and then the length whatever we want. Something that's super important is you don't want your images to be too big. If we upload a massive slice, we upload this email into our sending platform, and we take the whole email. If we try to upload that image, it's going to be super big. It's going to be 5-10 megabytes of storage. And what that does is that when you have such a big file size, it's going to take a long time for that image to load in the customer's inbox. If they don't have good Wi-Fi, they'll click on their email, and then it'll just be blank as that massive image file size loads, and then it'll fit in. So instead, we want to cut it to small different sections and then have it load part by part. So we start with the top, and then it'll load part by part. So what we want to do, I recommend try not to go over kind of like 800-ish or so. You can see the 800 right here. We don't really want to go over that. I recommend doing something like, I'd probably maybe go to like 720 right here. We have the full width, and then this is just what we're going to be exporting. So all that we need to do is with this slice, let me make sure that we're all set here for this slice. We want to make sure it's 600 width and it's perfectly lined up with this email. We just go to this export section. I like to export on 2x quality just to make sure that we don't sacrifice quality. And then we can literally just export it. You can do a PNG or a JPEG. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. But that's what we want to do right here. And so then we just slice this email up, and then we'll export everything. So I can just copy and paste this slice, move it down here, just like this. Make sure those are lined up. And then maybe right here, maybe I can extend this and kind of like push it to like 1,000 before we move on to the next section, because we're going to be using the same link across this. So we have this slice, and then let's recreate this. Now with this section, when we're doing these image slices, we can't just have an image slice that captures all of this, because these have different buttons. So if we upload this image into our sending platform, we put links on our images. And so if somebody clicks the image, then they're going to be taken to a specific link. And these have different links. And so we need to have different slices for different areas of our email that are going to have different links. So right here, maybe I'll go to like this, because this image, this button right here, when somebody clicks this button, we want to send them to the best sellers page. So we're going to have that slice go right there. And then next, we're going to do the underwear section, just like this. Let's go like halfway here. Doesn't need to be absolutely perfect, but we just need to slice everything to what we want. Keep copy and pasting. and then boom, right here. Let's bring this all the way down here. And then we're going to need to do the same thing for our footer. But I'm going to skip that for now in terms of like all these little links just for sake of time, but you'd want to slice by these different sections right here. But just for sake of time, I'm going to do this, and then we're all good to go. And then we'd put this natively within the platform that we're using. So these are all our slices. What we want to do here, now we have all our slices. We're all set here. I'm just going to highlight all these slices and then export everything to XPNG. Export 8 layers. Save, and then boom. Now it's downloaded. Okay, now we have all our image files. However, these are very large image files. They're going to be taking up a lot of space. So what we can do is we can compress these images to be smaller file sizes so that they load faster in the customer's inbox. So what we're going to do here is, this is my favorite website to do it, iloveimg.com/compress image. Essentially, it's just going to reduce our file size. And so if we go here, we can click all of our slices one by one. We have this right here. We have everything. Compress image. It's just going to take a few seconds. And then boom. You could see that whole email, it was 3.98 megabytes, and we just compressed it to 963 kilobytes, 77% smaller. Amazing. Download them right here. The quality is, so we look at the quality here, and it is the same. This is what we want. This is perfect. And so once we have these downloaded file sizes, now we can go to our email sending platform. So for this video, I'm going to use Omnisend. You can sign up for Omnisend. I'll put the link below. You get a 30% discount if you use me. But if we go inside this platform, we can, if we want to do a campaign, or we can upload it as an automation like for the welcome flow. I'm just going to use campaign, for example. I'm going to create campaign. We're going to create an email. And then subject line, we can do whatever. I'll just say test, sender name. Whatever your email address is, I'm just using their shared domain. And this is going to be your preview text, and it'll show you what this looks like. So it'll say like, buy my stuff, and then campaign name, I'll just say Wellcopy, because that's my company's name. So boom, we're all set here. Now we can move on to the next step of choosing our email template. So they have a ton of cool templates here. You can use these to, if you want to just design in your platform and kind of just use what they have. But right here, it really doesn't matter too much. I'm just going to pick a random one. I'll just go to this first one, use template, and then we get to our email builder right here. So what we have inside of here is we have our different, we can add elements, whatever it is, but we're really just going to be using the images. So I want to give us just a fresh slate to work with. I'm going to delete all this. And then this section, this is going to be the footer. I'll just delete this completely. So this is what we have. And then now we just want to drag in a ton of different images. So all we have to do here, add elements, go to layouts, just drag in a column, because it's just going to be one column worth of images. And then we're going to add another image, and we're going to go boom, just like this. We can see there's padding around this image, so we can actually change that. If we go into the section, just remove all the padding so that it counts, so the image goes across the whole entire email like that. And then boom, we're all set here. Now we just want to duplicate this so we can have all of our image slices. And then now we just upload our image slices. So I'm just going to go into here, upload my image, my compressed image slices. I'm going to upload from computer. I'm going to select all these, upload. Then we'll just put these in one by one. Start with this first one. Boom, Calvin Klein. Go into this next one. I'm going to upload these, save you the time from watching this. Okay, so boom, now we just have uploaded images throughout this whole email. Something that you also want to do is remove the image padding, because it'll add this white space in between your emails if you do have this, or in between your images, so you want to remove that, and then we're all good to go. These are all of our images. We're all set and optimized right here. Now it's about, okay, what do we do next? The next thing we want to do is we want to add alt text. So this is essentially, if an image doesn't load for someone, it'll show this alt text. And so if they have chosen to block all images in their emails, which not many people do, but alt text is just good practice to have, and it helps with some deliverability. And so alternative text, just like if somebody couldn't see your email, what do you want them to know? We'd say something like, welcome to Calvin Klein, take 10% off with code high-7H4V. And that's all we need right there. So we have the alt text. We're just going to add this throughout. So maybe right here, redefining fashion with iconic simplicity. You really don't need to do much here. You could paste all this information if you wanted, but you really don't need to. So right here, I do shop best sellers, shop underwear, shop women, shop men, and then shop kids. And then this, we'd want to split these in our footer, but just for sake of time, I didn't. So I'll just say like footer, maybe like shop all. So boom, then we're all set here. Now, what do we have next? We need to add the links. So if somebody clicks onto this image, where are we sending them? Every single image, you need to have a link. Make sure you always have a link for every single image. So all that we're going to do is we're going to go to Calvin Klein's website, and we're going to add the proper links in here. I'm currently in Spain, so it's going to be a little bit different, depends on your area. But if we go here, I'm just going to maybe go, give me 1 second. So for this main link, I just send them to the main page right here, just calvinklein.com. And then we do the same thing for this link, just because it's a generic link. And shop by collection, we're just going to want to link to the different collections. So on the US store, I can't access it right now. But then we'd have something like calvinklein.com/bestsellers. We would link that as the next link, and then we do underwear. If this is their link, whatever your links are, you just upload them into here. So I'm going to fill out the rest here, and I'll be right back. And then, just like that, we are all set. We have our compressed images uploaded, we have our alt text, and we have our links right here. This is all we need. You're gonna need to add a footer down here in terms of just like the copy, just this information about the brand. So we already have this set footer. We just need like the preferences and unsubscribe stuff. So you can just drag something like this. They make a clean block for you, and then it'll auto-populate based on your brand info. So then right here, then we're all good. We can preview this email if we want. Preview it right here. We can look at the email size. We can look at it on phone and tablet. We can look at this. We can even send a test email. If we wanted to send a test email, you could do that as well. And then once you're all good, you test all the links. Then we can save and choose our recipients. Choose whatever list that you're going to use, all subscribers, whatever it is, review campaign, and then we can send this off. Just send now. Get all your information, and then you're all good to go. And that is how you send optimized emails that are image-based and maximized for inbox placement, accessibility, and just being the highest converting possible. So hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Omnisend, if you want to sign up, the link will be in the description. 30% off for the first 3 months. It's a good cost-effective option if you are looking at different email sending platforms. So let me know if you have any questions. Drop them in the comments below, and I'll get back to them. And thank you so much for watching this quick video.